So welcome to the first time doing this. This is The Burning Truth, meant to be a homage to Hot Ones. Please don't sue us if this ever gets out. This is only meant to be fun. I'm Greg. I am joined by my amazing wife, Erin. We have 10 wings in front of us, 10 up, 10 down, to ask each other some fun questions. And we're going to see just how hot these wings really are. Now, I'm going to start. How do you think you're going to do, babe?
I'm gonna tear it up.
You're going to tear it up.
I'm gonna crush this.
So you feel pretty good about spice.
I'm absolutely feeling great about
See,
spice.
I'm a little bit worried actually. I'm a little worried because I've seen the reactions at the high end, and some people get through it really easy, like Padma or like Dak Shepard. But I'm worried I might be more like a Gordon Ramsay and just be like cursing and dying by the end.
I have no doubt that the Dabab's probably gonna take us all down, but I think I'm gonna be a good sport.
All right. So let's begin. Our very first wing here is actually an homage to DC. We've got some sweet hot mambo sauce to get us started out with. So we'll start with that one.
Right here?
Yeah, the one yours to you. We'll see how it is.
Cheers.
Sure.
It's sweet, not threatening.
They call it sweet hot, but I'm guessing this is probably like 50 Scoville units. It's got to be like really mild.
More sugar than hot.
Mm.
You wanna start with a question?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with a question.
Okay.
You like spicy food. You and I have eaten tons and tons of different spice. Do you have a favorite regional use of spice? Like you get a Mexican hot, you get Indian hot type. In terms of flavor, which food do you like the most as far as the flavor of the spice goes?
I think I like the Thai hot, because they use a lot of fish sauce and coconut oil, or not coconut oil, coconut milk, to kind of tamp down on the kick in the pants, some of the spices. So yeah, it's Thai.
Mine probably is Indian. I really like the use of all the different curries, and then how they cut it often with like a raita or something like that is really cool. So.
I think that would be my number 2.
Our second wing here is our first legit one. So this is from the show. This is Hippy Dippy Green, which I think clocks in like around like 2,000 Scovilles. So we'll see how that one is.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
I like that. It tastes like there's a little bit of cilantro in there,
Yeah.
which I really like. I put cilantro on top of my rice.
Of course you do.
Oh yeah.
You put everything on your rice.
All the haters who hate cilantro.
It is weird, the percentage of people who feel like they taste soap. That's so sad that you can't enjoy cilantro.
And it's in so much cuisine. Okay, I have a question for you.
Yep, go.
Alright. You were an art major in college, and you gave that path up to pursue a career in law, tax law to be exact. But you've never given up on your admiration for the arts. If you had pursued the art path, what do you think you would have done your PhD thesis on, and where would you have wanted to teach?
Good questions. My path with art history would have gone most likely to the University of Chicago. That's where the head of the art history department at UNC Chapel Hill would have probably helped me to go to. At that time, I was really focused on both New Kingdom Egyptian art and also some Mesoamerican art. And there's tons of people have done Egypt stuff. She was pushing me to explore more some of the early Bronze Age art that was coming out of being discovered really in the Americas. At the time, there's always been like the Olmec stuff, but in Ecuador there was the Valdivia culture, and had I gone that path, I think I would have wanted to focus and almost like an art history slash almost like probably working with like archaeologists.
Yeah.
To get to do something more innovative, looking at the art that was coming out of South America during the time of the ancient Egyptians. Where would I want to teach though? That's also a good question. I think I'd have to teach in a university and in a city that I'd want to live in. So NYU would be great to be like in New York. I think another possibility would be like teaching at like UC Berkeley, so I could be out like in the Bay Area.
Callie.
Alright, here's our
Next.
third one. This is going to be the Bronx hot sauce. I think we're now kicking it up to about 5,000 Scovilles. This one is going to be actually apple cider and serrano pepper base. So
Nice.
not our super hot chilies yet.
Okay,
Cheers.
here we go. I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
What's in it?
Serranos, onions, apple cider vinegar, oddly enough. Yeah.
Cane sugar.
Now, this is getting a little bit of nice mouth coating heat.
Mm-hmm.
Not too spicy yet, but it's decent.
I like
So-
that they put the onion in there.
I think most of our crew knows that you like to run. And you've done 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathon. And for those, you've trained both, indoor and outdoor. When you're running in the neighborhood, outdoors, you run across both runners and non-runners. What's your biggest pet peeve when you encounter a non-runner that they do something when you're out running? And then what's your biggest pet peeve from a fellow runner?
Well, you asked me this question earlier to kind of prep my mind for it. And I have to honestly say I have no big peeves for either unseasoned runners or seasoned runners while practicing a run. But when you're in the midst of a race, the people that annoy me the most are the people who start off really, really fast and just right out of the gate, they bolt, and then maybe a half mile in, they're just huffing and puffing, and they've stopped right in the middle of the path, walking out of breath, and they're just blocking everybody who's trying to get their speed up. And then there are the other runners who just kind of zigzag around everybody and then poop out in the middle of the run. They annoy me. I'm all about slow and steady with
Yes.
the race. I'm that guy, that turtle. In terms of seasoned runners, I just admire everything that they do. I admire that they can get out there in short shorts and tank tops in below freezing weather and just work up a sweat enough that they don't get cold. I tip my hat in their direction.
Tip of the hat to the runners. All right, wing number 4 here. So I have a little bit of this sauce, Shaquanda's hot pepper sauce. I think the flavor on this is amazing. I want to see what it's like on a wing. This is now getting up to about 10,000 Scovilles. Let's take a look at the back here if it says. So again, a lot of vinegar here, white and apple cider vinegar. It's just generally, they say chili peppers, tomato paste, some demerara sugar. Maybe that's why I like it. Some sweet, some horseradish. Yeah, a little bit of turmeric.
It's
That's our next wing here. So
Good.
cheers.
It says never too much. Never too much. I like the tomato on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's tomato, right?
Yeah. So this is higher in Scovilles,
There it
but
is.
I think the Bronx is spicier to me. This seems a lot milder. I wonder if it's going to build up a little bit, or it was quite tasty.
I think the tomato paste is probably tamped down on the amount
That
of
might be it.
torture. There's no torture in this.
No. It's nice though. So, speaking of art, so you do love to paint. You sign your emails as painter, illustrator, activist, mother. So, is there any particular painter or painters that you draw particular inspiration from?
I like Guayasamine.
Now, for those who don't know, who is that?
Guayasamine comes from Ecuador. And he came up around the time of Picasso, right?
I think that's right.
He likes to paint with angles, but what I really admired about him is he tries to capture the emotion of his people during some hard times. And if I could capture that level of emotion, I think I'd be satisfied with my work. Someday I'll get back to it.
Someday we'll get back.
So, yeah.
And for those, the big impediment to doing this isn't any sort of like lassitude or painter's block on Erin's part. It's the fact that we have a leaky roof, and there are multiple leaks. One of the leaks happens to be in the area that Erin used to use for painting. Thankfully, it didn't take out any of her prior works. But if the wonderful District of Columbia ever issues us a permit, we will be blowing off our roof and finishing off the attic space, which in part will give us a new bedroom up there for Erin and myself. But more importantly, it'll give Erin a proper little painting studio up there, which will be pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm totally stoked about decorating that with